Hi Kiwi, and welcome back to a new episode of Hades 1. We're going to be running it back with an old classic. Here is our mirror setup for the day, taking fiery presence, because we are going to be running Aspect of Hestia on 32 heat, and we're going to try and stack up the Pierced Butterfly as much as possible. I'm maxing out hard labor and lasting consequences and taking no levels of force overtime. That's a pretty good setup for this, because we're not going to take damage anyway.
The pact is sealed.
As far as what gods we're looking for, Artemis and Aphrodite are always best on the attack for Hestia, just massively increase its damage, but we get Poseidon instead, so why not?
Well, nephew, supposing it's high time for the high seas to lend their might once more.
Wouldn't mind his call here, that would be a really good option. We do not get it. I'll reroll
Hate
for
to
it.
be ungrateful here.
Ooh, highest tier attack, but maybe his... yeah, I'm just gonna take the attack, I think. We'll play some billiards. It's fine.
Power of Thanatos.
So... the goal of this episode is to try and basically go hitless. It's not going to happen. I'm on 32 heat. I know what I'm in for. But as few hits as we can take, the more stacked up the Pierced Butterfly we get, the more damage we're going to be doing on that aspect of Hestia. Pierced Butterfly is pretty cool because I believe, like Rush Delivery, it affects all sources of damage, not just your base attack or special damage. So assuming we get a lot of stacks early, we're going to be doing a lot of damage. But oh, Athena is great. Basically, Athena and Poseidon are actually two reasonably good defensive options. Athena's dash will keep us out of danger pretty well, and Poseidon's call, if we can get it, would be preferable to Athena's call, but both are pretty solid options.
Push forward, noble cousin. I shall be keen to see you circumvent the perils that the fates arranged for you this time.
All right, give us your dash, please, or your aid. I'm just gonna take the dash for now. We can get our aid later. We'll take the Chaos Gate here, sure. It means we get a free room without any damage risk, but it does make us lose a stack on Pierced Butterfly.
Of the infinitely spanning possibilities before us, son of Hades, I have arbitrarily selected only 3 again from which to let you choose.
But if we can get some attack damage up, that would be awesome. We're not offered a dash strike isn't bad, but let's re-roll here, see if we can get attack. HP, coin, cast, I guess. I don't want to... I'll take the HP. Not that it's going to matter that much, but it'll be helpful if we do take some hits, especially against Hades, who's going to be hitting us for like 70s or 60s. He hits 72 with max hard labor on Extreme Measures 4. Not sure how that... I forget what the number is when he's not Extreme Measures 4. But the basic idea of Hestia is you get into kind of this rhythm, as you can see. Dash, reload, shoot. Or reload, dash, shoot, rather. If you cancel out your reload, and you can't quite cancel out the reload, but you can cancel out the animation that holds you in place by dashing. So it makes it so you're mobile, you're able to dodge, and you're still one-shotting everything. And that's again why we take Fiery Presence early on. It just increases our first hit damage by 75%, which is nothing to sneeze at. All right, anything here? Special damage, I don't care about. Demeter, not my favorite god for this build, but we definitely take her over at Erebus Gate. And it's a mini-boss. We'll melt this guy pretty quickly.
Just great.
But this is definitely an enemy where I'm likely going to get hit, just because those lasers that it pop out just come out so quick and do damage very rapidly.
I have affection for you, little sprout. No need for reciprocity. But now I'll offer you the fiercest of my capabilities.
We're just getting our full god pool real early, aren't we? All right, rare crop? I guess. I mean, getting that on my attack will be nice. All right, and then Hestia has some really important hammers. Benefits the special, benefits the attack. Honestly, Hestia is not want for choice on hammer options. Unfortunately, getting a movement speed down on from the Chaos Boon is a little bit rough here, but without force overtime on, and the aspect of Hestia just clears everything real easy. Poseidon's, honestly, I'm going to say this now, I think the Poseidon attack is going to be to our detriment later in the run especially, because we're not going to be as reliably able to burst down Elysian enemies. Let's see, Rocket Bomb.
I got from Chaos has a new
Rocket Bomb I think would probably be best here. Yeah, I don't have anything else I want. Yeah, Rocket Bomb's pretty solid because it gives us basically another empowered attack, and I can toss out the special every now and again when I'm reloading if I want to be super optimal. We're obviously going to be building around the attack here, but Rocket Bomb on Hestia is not a bad option, genuinely. But anyway, again, the basic idea is just keep your distance. The empowered shot on Hestia has a huge amount of extra range, so it's really easy to get Pierced Butterfly stacked up. And I know there's the achievement for getting, I think, 30% on Pierced Butterfly. We're already a third of the way there, if not halfway there. I haven't actually checked. We'll check in between floors, I think. That way I'm not wasting too much time in the in-betweens. A
Welcome
fountain
sight.
chamber again is nice. It gives us some good damage up, but with that palm. But I guess I'll pick. I'll go for the nectar here because there's free level that could hit our attack. Anyway, so the issue I'm foreseeing is that Poseidon doesn't necessarily scale amazingly well. It's more his secondary effects with his tier 2 boons that will benefit this, and we're looking for burst, which Poseidon's boons don't really focus on burst, admittedly. But like, here's the thing, like, look how long range my attack is. And I guess the other thing is, if an enemy does survive the Poseidon attack, they get pushed away, so they can't probably hit us. So there's pros and cons to this, I suppose. It did hit our attack, which is awesome, and we're already starting to stack up pretty well. Man, we are getting a lot of free chambers.
Visit me like this.
Honestly, like, we want to stack up Pierce Butterfly, so these free chambers are a little bit to a detriment for us.
Don't know why I keep doing this, Boldy, yet here we are.
Alrighty, Boldy, give me attack damage, why don't you?
Careful out there.
Anyway, so here's our end shop. Wow, we made a very fast Tartarus happen. We'll take the attack damage. Can't afford the boon anymore. That's fine. No gold pots. Oh, a fish. Okay, we'll take the fish. So basically, if your goal is to get 30% on Pierce Butterfly, what I would say is just practice in Tartarus, because Tartarus is probably going to be about 15% pretty easily alone. Tartarus, I think, lasts for about 12 chambers. I think the way it works is 12, 8, 12, 12, 12. I think it's 12. I don't remember. I know 32 is about where you expect to see the Elysian Heroes boss show up.
Hope I didn't keep you waiting, ladies.
Erinye's ready. I'll send you screaming home to Daddy. Now come on.
Oh, you said daddy, did you? I don't know. If you can't tell, it's been about 2 weeks since I played Hades and frankly recorded anything. I'm a little bit out of sync with my faculties. Work has kept me extremely busy. I will say, out of all of the bosses, I find Alecto the hardest one to dodge, especially when she has all three sisters. So we're gonna do our best not to take damage here, but forgive me if I do take a hit. We'll see. Okay, no damage Alecto. Awesome. So I think we made it through all of Tartarus without taking any damage, which is awesome. We technically took damage from the Chaos Gate, but that doesn't count. The one downside is, again, we did unfortunately... Oh, wow, we're already at 20%. Okay, look at that. A clean Tartarus with 3 free rooms with no encounters. We could have left Tartarus with 26% attack damage.
Alecto failed, just as her sister did.
Let's keep going.
All right, we have to sell something here. I mean, I gotta keep the attack, right? So I guess I let the dash go. That's unfortunate. And without being able to equip the keepsake, we can't guarantee it'll show up again. But likelihood is we've already locked in 3 gods. We'll get our 4th god in Asphodel, I presume, and then we'll be able to get our god pool filled. And there's a reasonable chance we'll see Athena at least once or twice more on this run. I hope. Honestly, Poseidon's Call sounds amazing if I could get that. It's carried me through 40 heat runs. It can carry me through a hitless run as well. But once again, we're just going to stick to the idea of reload, shoot, dash. Or shoot, reload, dash. Shoot, reload, dash. If you want... I feel like a lot of people write off the rail because the reload mechanic is a little unwieldy to get used to, and it's no one's fault. They decided to make the reload button the L3 button, which is just like the worst possible button to have to press in the middle of combat. So I have remapped reload to my left bumper, and that was a huge game changer. I switched the codex to L3, and I could not be happier with that decision. It really does make the rail as a whole, and especially Hestia, way more manageable and feel a lot better to play. Let's see. We'll go for the Hermes here. Yeah, we don't need HP. How do we already have 236 HP? Oh, you know what? It was Chaos. Chaos gave us like 76 HP. That makes sense. Anyway, I think at this point we've kind of hammered home the idea of what we're doing here. Why don't I try and tell a story? So I guess the most exciting story that I have to be excited about, you and I, Kiwi, for this one, is, well, I just got off the phone with a judge. And you know what that call with a judge was about? I mean, when you hear that sort of nonsense, you think, oh no, is Jeff in some legal trouble? No, it's nothing concerning like that. No, we've got an officiate for our wedding.
Come on, cuz, you can do this. And furthermore, I think you can do this rather quick. Now go.
Yeah, surprise, we're getting married. All right, we reroll here. None of this is what I really want. And we get, greatest reflex. I'll take hyper sprint. Or I don't know, maybe more dashing. I'm gonna go hyper sprint. Hyper Sprint just
right
is
along.
better because it sets us up for rush delivery, and hopefully we get a higher tier greatest reflex if we can. We'll avoid free rooms now because we do want to try and stack up the Pierce Butterfly a little bit more, but we should easily be hitting 30% in Asphodel at this rate. It's not really until Elysium that I worry about taking unnecessary hits. Elysium, archers in particular, but chariots if I can't outspeed them. That's another reason why Hyper Sprint is so good for this sort of challenge, is that you can easily outmaneuver chariots if you get a higher tier Hyper Sprint, because it lasts long enough that you can outrun them with your dashes. Otherwise, Greatest Reflex is objectively better, I think, because you can dash behind walls and protect against them that way. And for what it's worth, Poseidon may not be carrying us here, but he is still doing very solid damage.
Olympus calling.
All right, let's see. None of these are incredible. Maybe I take Crystal Beam and just... I could drop the Crystal Beam, go for an Artemis build, and... I don't know. I feel like I'm getting scammed into picking this, but I'm going to go for it. Aphrodite. Poseidon or Athena? I think we go for... I mean, Athena's dash is probably good, but I think we want more damage with Poseidon first, because that's where, if we kill things fast, we survive. I don't know, this one's tempting. It's either defense or offense. I think offense is the best defense in Hades, honestly. If you kill enemies fast, you're going to die less often, I guess is how I would think of it. We'll see. But anyway, yeah, okay, maybe Crystal Beam was a mistake. We'll run with it for a little bit, because again, if Artemis shows up, honestly, having Crystal Clarity going would be amazing for just a kiting build. Or at least if we get Glacial Glare, we can slow down enemies extremely reliably. We'll see. We will see. Anyway, so yeah, Kiwi and I are getting married in about 2 months at the time of this video's posting. Oh shoot, I got hit. What hit me? Oh, they had the chain laser. Unfortunate. Yeah, like I said before, lasers are gonna be the biggest like counter to these sort of runs, or the hardest part of these runs, and especially because they don't show up. Obviously, I got hit a second time, but it doesn't count in this room, I guess. Yeah, the lasers that spawn between enemies with that benefits package, they spawn quickly, but they're not very visible, especially if they're standing near each other. Typhoon's Fury for increased damage against barriers with our attack sounds great. And then Ares is our final god. I'll lock him in. I don't think I'm going to go a Crystal Clarity build. It's going to be too unreliable without taking keepsakes to lock in gods. Mini boss against the Witch's Circle. This will be, well... Oh, there's our third hit. Second if you count by not getting Pierce Butterfly Sex. But again, you know what? We're already almost at 30%, so I'm not going to limit this too bad. Again, we're on 32 heat. 32 heat with this challenge, rough.
To commence jointly killing your enemies by kin.
All right, Ares, your special Battle Rage. Battle Rage is so good. Okay, very glad we got that. That'll up our damage substantially, and again, make it so that we kill things a lot faster. One kill is just another kill afterwards. Like, okay, we're doing 481, and then we kill this guy. Let's see. Oh, well, I missed my shot, unfortunately. 41, 41. Whatever. We'll see the numbers, but we're hitting for 481 damage at base with Fiery Presence active, which is pretty solid. All right, let's see. What do we get? I keep dropping Crystal Beam out of principle or out of habit. I don't know what. And it does interfere with Fiery Presence doing its job. There it is. 669 damage if we have Battle Rage going, which is bonkers. We'll take Poseidon again, I think. Or no, wait, you know what? Maybe we can see a Hermes boon here, which if we get Rush Delivery, that would be amazing. Do we get Hermes? No, but Athena we do get, which is our other big win. Let's take the Palm first, so we're not diluting the pool, and then we'll take... Do I reroll here? Maybe I just take her special and save the rerolls. We want her dash, we want her call.
Something else.
Yeah, let's reroll. There it is, Divine Dash. Awesome, okay. That'll increase my survivability, reduce my chances of getting hit. Frankly, if I had had Divine Dash for that previous stream, I probably would have been fine. I'll definitely run this challenge again. I am one day going to be 32 heat without damage taken. I know I can do it. I'm going to let this run play out. It may not be the best performance, but hey, we've only taken 3 hits, and we've easily got our 30% Pierce Butterfly stacking. The question is, can I make it through projectile spamming Lerny without getting hit? I will say my previous record for Pierce Butterfly was 48. That was done on a 20 heat run, And by the end of the run, we were hitting 1800s with Hestia's empowered shot. It was just an insanely stacked build. We got really lucky on that run, I think. Yeah, I think for the best chance of success... shoot, I got hit. I think for the best chance of success, I really do need Athena or Poseidon's Call, Athena's Dash, probably Greatest Reflex from Hermes, and then a really good attack boon, but, plus ideally Battle Rage from Ares. We get all of those, and we are set for a very solid run. The issue is... that's a lot of RNG that we need in our favor. Oh, Lerny vanquished. We have taken 4 hits now, which is definitely more than my previous record. My previous record, I think I took most of my hits either in Elysium or against Hades himself, and we ended with only 3 hits taken. We're one damageless room away from getting the achievement, though, so
let's see what else.
It's all right. Oh man, we are not getting lucky pools of purging. I guess, yeah, we'll let go of Typhoon's Fury. And then there's nothing I need here. Can't even heal if we wanted to, but I mean, looking at our HP, we're still doing really well. We can't heal because we have Lasting Consequences maxed out. And everything does double damage, and we still have like 2/3 of our HP. And again, for a run that I haven't, for having not played in 2 weeks and being maybe a little bit rusty, going pretty well so far. We obviously take the hammer here because, like I said, Hestia has some incredible hammers, rocket bomb. If we can get cluster rockets, that would be insanely good for our DPS. Gives us 2 really good DPS options, although I would probably stick to the attack at that point. Alternatively, what can we get? Alternatively, honestly, Ricochet Fire or Piercing Fire would be even better because, again, we are building around our attack rather than wanting to pivot into our special. I feel like even if we did pivot into our special, we're not going to have much luck. Now, Elysium is rough. Elysium is rough for this challenge because you can get enemies that spawn behind, that teleport. Piercing Fire, Targeting System. Piercing Fire probably... yeah, Piercing Fire will make armored enemies, which are a pain in Elysium, die even faster. And we'll take Hermes here because, again, Rush Delivery is like the best boon we could possibly see. Greatest Reflex is also amazing. I'm not sure if we popped the 30% or not. I've already gotten the achievement on this file, so it's not going to pop a second time if we do get it, but it would be cool to know if we got it. We are hitting for 876 base damage right now with the Empowered Shot, which is just lovely. Oh my goodness. Yeah, see, Chariots are a right pain. I would ideally be able to one-shot them, but pushing them away with Poseidon's effect isn't bad. Alright, let us see what we got here. Rush Delivery 100% epic tier, amazing. Alright, we are going to be doing so much damage with our attack now. Alright, let's... oh, and hey, it's Than. Giving us HP we don't need. We are definitely going to get hit in this room. Fan rooms are always a huge wave, a ton of waves of enemies. Still not one-shotting enemies, but that was without the enhanced. Oh my goodness, 1,029 damage on attack. With, mind you, Poseidon's attack boon is one of the lowest base attack damaging boons in the game. We got an epic tier. We got an epic tier attack boon, which gives us a 55% damage boost at base. I forget, I haven't looked at the heroic boon to see what its base damage is, but keep that in mind. Poseidon's base damage for a normal boon is like 30%, I think, on his attack. It's terrible for base damage. And like comparing it to Aphrodite, who I think at base is 60% increase, she's literally double his base. And yet we are doing this much damage per attack, easy peasy. Like, I love it. I love Hestia so much. And again, we did get an epic tier Battle Rage. We've got and Rush Delivery. Like, we are getting spoon-fed some of the best boons in the game. Like, for a build that I said would take a lot of RNG to make work, we're being spoon-fed if nothing else. And there's another butterfly proc, so we're still at 4 hits, I believe.
That takes care of that.
Hopefully we don't take too many more. Let's see, what do we get here? Poseidon or Athena? I think we go Poseidon, right? Yeah, we go Poseidon because we want his boon that makes our damage do more damage to bosses. Also, not in Asterius room. We're gonna melt this butterfly ball like it didn't deserve anything. Butterfly ball is a little bit annoying because if you're not careful, you'll get hit by the butterflies. But turns out if you spawn Boldy, or if you use your Chthonic keepsake, specifically at least Boldy, the butterflies despawn. Fun fact. I just learned myself. Or they despawn because we killed them. Either way. Breaking Wave or Typhoon's Fury, or do we take his special? His special looks kind of appealing with that 133% base damage. We're focusing on our attack build. I should probably take one of these two. We'll take Breaking Wave this time. Sets us up for his legendary, potentially. Chaos Gate. Do I want Chaos here? I don't think there's really much to gain from Chaos. We'll take the Ares Gate, because we could get Urge to Kill and another Fountain Chamber somehow. Like, we have had so many free chambers. Alright, nothing here I particularly want. Ares 8 could give us defense. Blood Frenzy I think is what I'm going to take, though, because it's the least... Patroclus. Ooh, Patroclus could give us 60% attack damage. But we want encounters. I think I'm still going to do it. That 60% attack damage is just so funny. Let's see what... This will probably be our max hit for the run. It is 748, last I checked. Alright, 60% more attack damage for 10 rooms. We're at 36% on the Pierce Butterfly. We are going to be hitting like a truck. Alright, let's see what an Empowered Shot does. One-shotting the archers, 1125. We're doing 1100 damage every attack, pretty much. Insane. I love it. It's going to fall off against bosses, mind you, because we aren't going to be killing things left and right in a boss room. And without, if we don't get Poseidon's, you deal more damage to bosses, we'll have the issue of this damage potential falling off a little bit. But in the meantime, we are doing rapid fire 1100s, which is just delightful. Just delightful. Get rid of these butterfly balls ASAP, and then the archers shortly thereafter. Honestly, all of the Elysian champions are a bit of a pain, but we're popping them before they even... We're just one-shotting everything in every room. This is great. Okay, having a great time. Okay, you know what? No, I was going to tell a story. I should focus. So, Kiwi and I are officially getting married. I proposed to her almost a year ago. Alright, I'll put it on Battle Rage, actually. 30% more damage. Alright. Ooh, a trial. And we'll take the fish for now while I think about if I want that trial or not. Anyway, so in about 2 months, Kiwi and I are going to get married. And that's insane. That's crazy. I'm really excited. It's going to be just a small little family gathering. That's our plan.
That's one more fish for me.
And then maybe a year or two from now, we'll do a big ceremony with all our friends and family. We just, for various personal reasons, it felt prudent to have the wedding sooner than later. All right, let's see. We take Ares first because we don't want to deal with Ares' punishment. We'll more likely get hit by that. Ares' Aid, Curse of Vengeance. It doesn't really matter what I take here. I could take his Aid for iframes, but I want to hold out for Athena's Call, I think. Or Poseidon's Call, frankly.
Patience, I shall test your ability to survive.
Bring it on. But yeah, that's just one really big, exciting bit of news to share, I guess, with the YouTube community of 1 or 2 people. For those who are still watching these, I very much appreciate it. It's fun to share this with other people, and I mean, I'm always looking for inspiration, and nothing's more inspiring than just like engagement between Kiwi enjoying the videos and the funny comments I get. But I'm having a great time running these challenge runs and playing all the series, and honestly, I will say I've really been enjoying testing out the voice acting limitations I have with the 9 Souls playthrough recently. It's been a lot of fun. Getting to create some new voices, work on some old ones. I think I've really gotten, I wouldn't say consistent yet, but there are some voices that I've developed.
Zagreus. But all of us are family after all.
Some voices that I developed that I'm really happy with. Blinding Flash, I guess? I mean, I'll take the special. Just so we have another AoE Reflect, I think. And we'll take the room here for hopefully a Poseidon or Athena Call. Would be really cool if one of those two showed up. Urge to Kill. Okay, 10% more damage. We'll gladly take that. And then HP, why not? We don't need more boons, right? All right, let's see. Can we do a no damage heroes fight? We're at, I think, 38% on the Pierce Butterfly now.
Smite you back into the lowest depths of hell.
Hurry up.
But yeah, that's our little bit of exciting news, and more to come when we have more to say. But August is... Oh, well, I got hit immediately. Unfortunate. But August is going to be a fun and very busy month for us. We also have your... we also have my birthday, a friend's wedding, and another friend's wedding. So it's just... It's a very, very busy time to exist, I suppose. And I have to make that all work around work schedule too, which thankfully my work schedule is surprisingly flexible since I kind of set my own hours. But I set my own Asterius? Okay, I think Asterius got stuck between the coin and the darkness there. That was weird. I guess if I had left him alone, he probably wouldn't have been able to attack us. Yeah, unfortunately, if you want to no damage the heroes, you need to always keep an eye on where Theseus is, because he is going to be the thing that tags you if you're using Extreme Measures 3. I mean, if he's Extreme Measures, if we're on Extreme Measures 2 and below, Theseus, you just stand behind a wall and focus down Asterius. As long as you're staying behind a wall and time your dashes when he's charging up his big... oh, of course that would hit me. All right, so we're up to 6 hits, unfortunately. I think. I've lost count. This is definitely a worse run than my last one, but I mean, we still are not even remotely close to dying, despite all enemies doing 2 times damage. Like, we're half dead at worst. Let's see, where are we at in Pierce Butterfly? We're at 40%. We're well above the cutoff for the achievement at this point, and 40% is only 4 rooms short of my record, my previous record. I don't expect sticks to give us much because the individual rooms in the sticks, only the final room in the chambers give you a stack on Pierce Butterfly, and those can be pretty annoying not to get hit in. But like, if we've only taken a couple hits, and we're at 40% Pierce Butterfly, hitting for 1100 damage, I am quite pleased with the outcome of this run so far. Like, I know I'm going to take more hits, it's kind of inevitable, but I mean, going hitless in Hades is just... it's a challenge. It's hard, it really is. So I should be happy with how far I've gotten. Anyway, what else can I talk about in the meantime? I mean, I don't think I talked about the animation here a little bit, so I can mention that. So, for those who haven't noticed, on the 13th of June, I uploaded a video titled I Learned How to Animate for My Fiance's Birthday. And I've since been banned from animation. Well, that was a follow-up to a cursed mug video. Basically, the idea was, oh, I got hit again. Well, we're just not getting any more Pierce Butterfly. That's fine. But I mean, 40% on the Pierce Butterfly, awesome. It's genuinely awesome. I shouldn't complain too much. Anyway, the mug was a serendipitous finding of mine when I was hunting for, I believe, a birthday gift for my partner. And we were in the middle of like really aggressively playing Fire Emblem Three Houses. More so she was, and I was helping. I was just watching and giving her advice. And so we were also playing Three Hopes at the time. And basically, we just found a love for taking the piss out of Lorenz. And I figured I'd try and find her a birthday gift centered around Three Houses, since it was so kind of ingrained in what we were doing at the time. And
the power of the gods.
Browsing Amazon, I found a set of stickers with that horrendous visage, and more so horrendous neck. And ever since... I ended up stumbling upon a mug linked to those stickers, and that was kind of where it started. And then, so I got her this mug, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I am not, there was just, this always happens. I am struck by inspiration when I am sleep deprived. So I had a night where I just couldn't sleep. I woke up super early, and then my brain just started wandering into the cursed territory that spawns these disgusting videos, and I just had the idea, what if I took this already cursed looking mug and just made a cursed video around it? And I did, and it was wonderful, and that is lorenzmug.mp4. I am so proud of that video. It is absolutely ridiculous. It taught me a whole lot of things in terms of like video editing and audio balancing and things like that, and I did some custom made art, which was really cool too. And now I have learned how to animate. I figured like I needed something to distract myself. I wasn't in the mood to crochet, because for a long time crochet has kind of been my outlet for creativity, just like making a blanket that I've been working on for the last 6 years, casually, piece by piece. And I wanted to do something else. And you know what? I have always had a huge love for animation. I mean, I talk about anime all the time. Are we even counting the number of times I get hit anymore? I think I've stopped counting, but we're probably at 8, unfortunately. 9, unfortunately. Like I said, 6 chambers, not ideal for this challenge. I'm gonna do this again, but maybe turn off benefits package next time. That might be easier, honestly.
Keep going.
All right, Poseidon, give us your boss boon. Typhoon, Poseidon's Aid. Oh my goodness, yes. Okay, well that's gonna be a ton of iframes. We'll see if we can at least no damage Hades. If I at least no damage Hades, I will be happy with myself. And again, we're only 4 rooms off of my previous record with the Pierce Butterfly, so I'm pretty happy with this run. And if your goal is just to get the achievement, well, we've gotten that already. Go for Athena, maybe? I don't think Ares has anything else left to offer us. So yeah, we'll take Athena here. I do wish these minor chambers did in fact give you Pierce Butterfly stacks. Oh well. Anyway, so basically the animation was another one of those. I had an idea late at night. I want to draw a rose blooming, specifically the rose that is on Lorenz's chest in his like pre-time skip form. So if you didn't notice, the rose that blooms is absolutely the same rose that's on his chest, just larger. And I wanted to draw the rose blooming and then him, a Lorenz spawn, as I've named them, pouring out of the opening, like the center of the rose. And that's where it started. And then it just got progressively worse with the laughter. Unshakable metal is whatever. Proud bearing, honestly, gives us a little bit closer to our call, because we're not going to stack up call very quickly with the Hestia attack. Glacial Glare will help. We're at, yeah, we got hit every Styx chamber, unfortunately. I could run more chambers to try and stack up the Pierce Butterfly more, but I don't think I'm going to. Could do it to afford the Hermes boon, though, for Greatest Reflex. Let's do it. Let's see if I can gather enough money. This run is bricked, and our goal is to get as many stacks of Pierce Butterfly as we can get anyway. Poseidon's Call should hopefully make it a little bit more reliable for getting for blocking damage, because it gives us an additional panic, basically a panic button of if I'm about to get hit, I can cancel out the hit potentially. Our special definitely isn't doing much, unfortunately. Anyway, so yeah, that was the ethos going into this. Let's start with just making Lorenz spawn pour out of a rose that bloomed, and then it became, wait a second, I could draw little lumps crawling up the side and then sync laughter to it, and that was one idea. Then Kiwi comes along and says, what if instead of a stem you made it a foot at the bottom of the plant? And I just looked at her with like a face of like, why would you suggest such a horrible thing? Thank you. Thank you for having such terribly cursed ideas that just fit the pattern of what we're aiming for so well. And so that was our plan, and that is what we got. And we're all the better for it. Okay, none of these actually matter, do they? I'll just take Impending Doom because maybe I can sell it later. Aerospangle actually is pretty appealing, but we're trying to save up for that Hermes boon. I should let it go. We'll have to do the HP room and hope that that's enough. I did get hit in that last chamber, I think, so I didn't get the Pierce Butterfly stack, but it was a fun thought. It was absolutely a fun thought that maybe, just maybe, we could look at our call doing 584 damage. Rush Delivery is so busted, man. Absolutely busted. All right, let's see. Anyway, so yeah, so that was basically the idea I had. And then again, it was a goal. It was meant to be kind of a happy birthday video for Kiwi. So last year I released the Lorenz Mug video on her birthday on June 6th. And this year I figured I needed a little bit more time to cook, so I figured why don't I time it with Lorenz's birthday instead. I figured Kiwi doesn't mind the time pressure. I'm really the one who minds the time pressure. Oh my goodness, I thought I was gonna get hit there. Oh my goodness. Okay, I panic popped Sisyphus. That's not good. All right, we got him. Nope, he spawned a thing. I think we should be okay. Just don't get hit by anything. And there we go. Okay, cool. We're leaving with 42% on the Pierce Butterfly instead of all right, Hermes, you know, in hindsight, does Hermes actually give us anything damage-wise? No, but Quick Favor will make it so that we can gain God Gauge more reliably, which is great. There's a decent chance we can make it through Hades damageless.
He shall accept the sack.
That said, one stray shot and I'm gonna get clipped. Probably one of his minions if I had to guess, but we'll see. I can definitely no damage Hades. I've done it before, usually with the Evergreen Acorn on, though, mind you. So we will see how this goes. I have mixed hopes, but I will play the best I can play with this little bit of a hiatus. Under my belt, under my skin. I don't know how to phrase it.
You would take aim at me with Exegriff. Then very well.
I see no issue shooting my father with a gun. Go take that out of context. Alright, anyway. Yeah, so here's unfortunately where our damage falls off pretty hard because we don't have the Hermes, or not the Hermes, the Ares boon to benefit us. But even then, like, even without Battle Rage, we are still hitting rapid fire at 600s, which means we're going to be phasing him in right quick. Hydras or what are they? Not Hydras. What are these guys called? Drakens. They're called Drakens. A little bit annoying, but wholly manageable. Splitters, on the other hand, also manageable. We're fine, honestly. Again, the power of Hestia is the power to kite your enemies to infinity and beyond and just play keep away, and then use your God Gauge when you need to not take a hit. All right, so we're on to his second phase of his first phase. That's not confusing at all. Okay. Get rid of the Straken first. I panic popped the Poseidon Call because I thought I was going to get hit there. I was not even close to getting hit, but it's fine. Okay, we got rid of that. where I think that one's gonna pop. Oh, cool. Wow, we lined up the shot perfectly there. I thought I was gonna get hit by that for a second. All right, so first phase Hades done without any damage. Not bad at all. Can I see phase 2 the same way? Just do a little lap around Dad to taunt him. I love taunting Hades in this game. Like, it's so disrespectful, and I'm here for it. I'm so here for it. We have full God Gauge here, so I just need to keep that in mind. And I try to pop his cast stones as quick as I can. I'm gonna save Greater Call for second phase if I can, because I don't want to. I want to have it for emergency panic button, not necessarily anything else. I think this should finish him though, so we'll go for it. 941 damage on a Poseidon call is absolutely busted. It's gonna wear off right before we kill him, unfortunately. I'm bailing out. Take out his cast stones. One more hit, I think. There we go. Damageless Hades. So we're ending with 44% on the Pierce Butterfly.
What shall it take for you to... Let's do this again.
Alrighty, Kiwi. Well, hardly a no-hit challenge. We got hit almost 10 times, but look at that Pierced Butterfly if I can show it off. Can I show it off? I can't show it off. Alright, what am I taking off of here? Let's see. I definitely want the attack because that's really cool that it got heroic, and I guess we'll let the Boldy go. I do want Blood Frenzy on here, and oh my goodness, Rush Delivery. Rush Delivery needs to be on here, right? Let's see. Yeah, we need Battle Rage. Should I honor the aspect? Whatever. We'll just look at the number here. So we've got the +2, and then we've got 46%. 2% lower than my highest record. And again, we got so many free chambers in Tartarus. If we hadn't gotten those, we would have easily met 50%.
Dwelling on the surface brings to Zagreus no shortage of delight. Though when he makes an effort to communicate with one, its eyes so full of calm intelligence, he learns that bears are not as gentle as they seem. Why you?
Oh, Zagreus. Kiwi's mom would do the same thing, honestly. There's a story of a bear breaking into a grocery store near where we live, and Kiwi's mom just rushing to get her camera and drive out to the grocery store, and your dad had to, like, chain her up. Not literally, that would be kind of weird, but, like, he had to pull her back. Your mom's an interesting one, Kiwi. Oh, hi, Than. You seem like you're in the mood for something.
Was just about to go on break.
See, I told Patroclus, 7:48. It's always 7:48. All right, then. Oh, buddy. We've been watching a lot of Star Trek recently, and I do have to say, there are more passionate moments than I'd care for.
And he's off.
Just the principle of someone you've met for the first time, and you're immediately like, I am really attracted to you, let's make out.
Splendid as my own, my friend.
Go and steal some fear.
Like, is that a normal thing that people do?
Well, all right.
Me being the hopeless romantic that I am, it's always the thought of...
busily grooms the other two.
Wouldn't you want to, like, get to know the person before you just start macking on them?
Circumstances call for more
But
pets.
I don't know, that's where I'm at. I prefer deep, meaningful connections instead of one-night stands, I suppose. That's always how I've been. I don't need to go on into that anymore. Anyway, so, yeah, so I'm really proud of that animation. 10 seconds took like a month. Took like a month to animate that whole thing. Working casually with a couple really hardcore days where I spent the entire day working on it. But it honestly came out pretty darn great, and I got to showcase the second mug, which is also great. So, all in all, we'll take the gemstones, please. I'm pretty happy with what I've produced. It's cursed, it's disgusting, it definitely raises some questions for people who have to see it, but I'm proud of it, and I'm gonna make more. I already have some weird ideas in the works. And by that I mean I have headcanons that I may or may not make happen. Anyway, Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. I love you, and I will see you in the next one. 40 Heat Dash only challenged. That's next. Look forward to it.